What's going on, everybody? Varric here. We're having a little more fun on beta testing. I'm doing a little more silly builds as I used to do. I really wanted to test the Act 4 Light Mercenary because it did get some sweet buffs this patch. This is going to be similar to the Green Goblin kind of concept where I'm maximizing my Mercenary's damage. I'm actually coining this the Silver Surfer. You'll understand why. I know it's silly, but he looks like a Silver Surfer. Yeah, so let's get into it. Let's see what it can do. Let's check out the damage of the Mercenary and check out the damage of the Paladin himself. So let's have some fun. All right, so like I said, we got the Silver Surfer here. As you can see, he is very shiny and silvery, and he is going to be surfing around the map with our charge ability. So let's get into it right away. We'll go talk about gear, talk about some alternatives. We'll do stats and skills, and we'll do Mercenary, and then I'll show you a couple maps. Azurath is going to be our primary weapon. As you can see, I have 4 shales in this. They did change charge, so now it scales off of increased attack speed, so it is going to be a lot harder to reach those max frames. As you can see right here, we are this is still work in progress, but basically you want this to say 0 to be at max frames. So here we are at 0. This basically gets you there. As you can see, I took off my shield and I'm at 4, so I do have a single increased attack speed jewel in there, just to reach those max frames, but gets you very close with this weapon, which is nice. So again, you are going to be this main sanctuary support build, and I'll just show you how I'm going to equip it, right? So we talked about Azurath. We got Ondol's Might for the weaken on striking, +2 skills. So I'm going to try to maximize plus skills in this build, right? That's the whole point of it. We're trying to get those max, the high level aura. Mars Kaleidoscope, again, plus skills, all res. It's very nice. Chains of Honor, I like this very much. I think it has really good stats everywhere all around for this build. It's got the plus skills, all res, magic, find, cool, sure, physical damage reduction, life leech, all the things. So yeah, I put it in a shadow plate just to get that cool look. Alma Negra, you can see this is giving you the joust cooldown reduction, which is very important. I would love it to be 1 second instead of 0.5, but it is what it is. You are still just one pointing joust. I'll talk about that later, but it is frustrating. I kind of wish joust was on a soft point cooldown reduction, but apparently it's only hard point. And I apologize, you might hear my dogs playing in the background. Marowaks for the CBF. You can definitely get CBF somewhere else in your build. Hey dogs, take it easy. Maybe throw like War Travs on there just to get you better plus damage, just for better sustain. Wisp Projector, you're just using for the ED from the Wisp. And again, +1 skills is always nice, and that's what you want. Arachnid's Mesh for more +1. Bulk Athos, more +1. Life Leech, plus life. Soldier, I'm using for the physical resistance. Pierce, and also for the Mono Leech. This is the only Mono Leech I have in the build. I would love to get Mono Leech elsewhere. Quick call out, I would love to see Arachnid's Mesh get some Mono Leech. I think it's very annoying that non-casters that want plus skills have to use Arachnids. That's the only plus skill build out there. It would be cool and incentivize you to use a little more if you had like some Mono Leech on it. And I feel like thematically it would work. It's already like a mana focused item with increased max mana. Give us a Mono Leech. But anyway, if I didn't use this, I would probably use like Drax Grasp just because it has the increased attack speed, and it has life after kill, because again, you're not doing a lot of physical damage, you're doing a lot of magic damage. So getting the life after kill would be nice, because magic damage obviously is not going to life leech for you. On swap, we have CTA and Lidless. This has Holy Shield on it just because I don't like investing the point into Holy Shield. I'd rather use my points elsewhere. Charms are going to be offensive aura GCs. Again, you're trying to maximize our sanctuary aura, so that's how you're going to do that. Just some all res, small charms, and then Torch Annie. Good stuff. Mercenary gear, we'll hop into that. So he is basically just getting max FCR, right? All you want is max FCR and good plus skills. So you got K. Hagen's, Arachnid's Mesh, Marowaks for the CBF, because he does get frozen. That will decrease his cast rate. Occultist, Griffin's Eye, this does not need to be 3-socketed with lightning facets. In fact, his lightning damage is very minimal, so you could just do a regular Griffin's. I'm just using this for the faster cast rate, because he does need, I think, 15% from his helmet. Or if you get that elsewhere in slams, good for you. You can kind of mess around, maybe throw like a Shaco in there. To talk about this real quick, I think this is the better version. So I was using Beast versus Asylum. Beast I was using to try to get max breakpoints for your charge. it's a lot easier to do it with Azure Wrath. I tried out some other weapons. One of them I tried was called the Redeemer. That's one of, I think it's a water sprinkler or something. It gives you like +6 to, it gives you +2 all skills and +4 sanctuary. So it did give you a higher sanctuary. You can actually get up to 50. But it just wasn't really worth. I think Azure Wrath, everything else involved, you know, this you had to use this to get the max breakpoints, and this I think is the better option because the Asylum procs a lot, and those Fist of Heavens with all of the holy bolts they cast when it goes off is a lot of damage. So I think you really want this. One thing to mention real quick, you'll see Sanctuary Aura is like on everything I have. It's not stacking and it's not overwriting our native Sanctuary. So we are still, it will pick the best Sanctuary and use it. So yeah, we're good. So don't worry about those. They're kind of just pointless auras, but we sort of need them based on the build, based on the other things we're getting from the build. So that's Mercenary. We'll get into stats and skills. So stats, basically enough strength to wear your gear, enough dex to reach max block, and then just dumping into vitality. I do have like 2k health when I'm outdoors, so when I buff up, so that's pretty good. I think that's fine. I'll even show you what my stats look like when I'm buffed up. So here we go, 11 to 13k charge damage. There's a lot of magic damage in there, not much physical, but enough to sustain you, so it's fine. Max block, obviously, so we're good. And just dump in vitality, so we have some good life. All right, going in, so that's stats. Going into skills. So skills, basically, it's very easy. You're just maxing Sanctuary, you're wielding Sanctuary, and you're maxing all of the synergies. So you got Might, you got Blessed Aim, and you have Holy Sword. It is kind of a bummer that you cannot use the Holy Sword buff because we don't have a two-handed weapon. I will tell you, I did try I did try King Lyric's sword. It's a two-handed sword. It has the joust cooldown reduction. It's not better. I tried other swords. They're not better. This, I think, is the best way to do it and the best option. Yeah, I think this is the best way to do it. So I'll just say that. I did try other stuff, I promise, but I don't like it. 1 point in joust, just again to get the joust ability. And then just dumping into charge. I think I'm almost able. I think I'm 1 point away from maxing charge at level 99. Not a huge deal. That you can just dump into it. I don't think it needs to be like the most maxed out synergized ability. You do have synergy from Might, so that's kind of nice. You can actually you buff your charge up pretty good that way. So yeah, you're doing some decent damage with charge. All right, stat skills. Mercenary, I think I went over everything. Right? Yes, we did. Okay. I talked about this. I think, yes, Asylum is definitely going to be the option because it procs a lot and he does some serious damage procking. I don't think I had any other alternatives to talk about. I already kind of went through them as we went, so I'm not going to do a section on that. Let's get into some quick maps. I'll do a quick cal so you can see what the map. I'll just kind of zoom to the boss and you can see how it looks. But we do some okay damage. Again, we are doing a lot of magic damage, so we can do a lot of different maps. Sorry, I should show you the highlight of the build, the Mercenary. So you can see when he's casting, he is doing some serious damage, right? So this is all him. This is not me. All right, so I'll go to another pack. He can cast on the pack again. And he's just chunking. Isn't it great that your Mercenary is stronger than your primary ability? A Mercenary is better at being a Paladin than a Paladin is better at being a Paladin. So that's great to see. Does that mean you need to nerf the Mercenary? No, I do not think so. I think Paladin should definitely need some love. But anyway, yep, good damage. Mercenary really chunks. We'll just kind of zoom around to the boss real quick. I'll just show you some play. I will say charge feels a lot less buggy. It does not desync quite as nearly anymore, so that's very nice. Good Mercenary, cast your stuff, man. And again, your damage is not bad. You're not like a chump. You're doing some good damage. You know, that's a lot of magic damage. So, and your redemption is obviously, or your Sanctuary aura is obviously helping you. It's not going to be your 4 or 5 minute map clearing build. That's fine. I'm not trying to make those. I'm just trying to make something that's fun, that's creative, maybe a little bit silly, but that works, and this works, right? And how could I not make a build that you can call the Silver Surfer after making the Green Goblin, you know? So here's the Cal Queen. You can see I do some decent damage, and my Mercenary is going to do some decent damage. So as long as you're keeping her attention, she's going to die. You're not the best bosser. That's fine. I mean, she's dying pretty well. Once he starts, popping off on her, he starts casting these holy bolts, and she dies. So yeah, certainly not the slowest bosser when it comes to clearing a map. So good deal. The other map I wanted to show you was Pandemonium. I think this notoriously is pretty difficult for a Paladin, and you do pretty well. So I'll show you. My survivability is fine. I haven't had any issues. I've killed the map boss. She dies probably a little slower than you saw the Cow Queen die, but she dies nonetheless. As long as you're tanking her, taking her attention, you do fine. Your Mercenary, as long as he's not standing in fire, which he's going to, you're still going to do fine. You might just have to throw a potion on him. Here, I'll just show you his damage real quick so you can see. I mean, that was a one-shot. Come on, there you go. See? So, yeah, once he's cast, he's really doing some damage. Remember, this is not overpowered Mercenary. This is me, as you know I do in my builds, I use game mechanics to try to buff up the Mercenary as much as possible. Right? So this is the Mercenary's highest potential. So, not everyone is going to be able to buff up the Mercenary like this. Yeah, sure, you can run a Sanctuary Aura and try to stack it up, but if you're a different class, you're not going to get the synergies that a Paladin can get. So this is not overpowered, obviously. This is not any kind of like, holy crap, nerf this Mercenary. It's just a cool way to build it. So that's pretty much all I wanted to show you guys. Just a quick TLDR on how to build him, what he looks like, what the Mercenary can do. I'm getting myself in some trouble. There's a lot of stuff walking around. Yeah, it's a cool build. It's fun. It's a funny name. If you guys have any suggestions, alternatives, things you think I should do or things I shouldn't do with this build, whether it just is don't do the build at all because it's stupid, that's fine. I always respect your opinion. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. I always appreciate the support you guys give me. And yes, the last thing I will say, why not just make a sacrifice Paladin? You certainly could, but it's not as fun and you're not maximizing your Mercenary. So there are better options. There are other options the Paladin can do, but this is cool. This is fun. I like it. I think it's cool. It throws some more gear into the mix that, usually isn't in the mainstream. So if you build it, cool. Let me know how it works. But anyway, that's it, guys. Have a good rest of your day. See ya.